Hello mountain bike friends. So as you can see from my intro clip and the cast on my hand, I did not have the most ideal ride last time. I went to Rock House via the Northern Bridge route. So I came down and then I went up the Fire Road, went to the back of Rock House and then proceeded to come down. And yeah, I had a little fall. But one of the problems that I had was with kind of the latter portion of Rock House. I found that it was extremely disorganized. It's not uncommon here in Southern California to have these zigzag trails and have like a trail in the middle for the hikers to go through. That's pretty standard. But Rock House was like 4 or 5 superimposed zigzag routes on each other with these random streaks that would go down it. And it just created line confusion. I was like, there was just too many options. And for someone who was riding blind, and at that point I had, injured myself, that it was just too much. So at this point in time, my conclusion is that Rock House is the least favorite trail that I've ridden in San Diego. But I'm not sure yet because I was, like I mentioned, in pretty bad shape. I had climbed, like 2,000 feet by the time that I got to it. I broke my thumb in the process. And so when I got to this part where the trail was really disorganized, I was pretty upset, as you could see from my intro clip. And so another thing that bothered me, so this is the second time that I'm running into this problem with trail forks. Trail forks grossly underestimating the difficulty of the trail. Now, if you use Mountain Bike Project, it'll say it's a black trail. A lot of other apps or websites will say it's a black trail, Rock House, but not trail forks. And I don't know how you could justify saying that Lake Hodges is a blue trail and so is Rock House, because they're completely different. And I think they need to base these ratings off the people in the middle of the bell-shaped curve rather than the people that are on the periphery, like the more advanced hardcore riders. To them, yeah, it may not be a black trail, but for people that are in the intermediate section, I think, yeah, for them it's a hard trail. And I think that more emphasis needs to be placed on that population for these trail ratings, because it just places people in danger unnecessarily. So that's just my take. But I'm sure that some people are going to say, well, Rock House is a great trail. They've had a lot of experience with it and so forth, and they may find my comments to be something that they don't agree with, and that's fine. But what I'm saying here is that not everyone has that skill set. It's better to overestimate the difficulty of the trail than to underestimate it. So that people put on the right protective equipment, so they take the right precautions, and so forth. Anyway, so let's go ahead and look at the video. I still felt pretty satisfied with the ride. I beat my record in terms of climbing. I think I climbed nearly 2,500 feet, and had my first Charlie horse, even though I took electrolyte replacement supplement on the trail. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me give you guys a brief overview of my ride. So I started off at the Northern Bridge and made my way down. Started the climb, made it to the Fire Road. I had locked out the shocks. I got up here and I forgot to unlock them. So I came down a little bit. It was pretty scary. I realized they were locked. And then I went back up to do a redo for the video. Unlocked the shocks, came down, fell down really badly somewhere here. Made my way down. Got a Charlie horse here. But kept going and finished the ride. Got a beautiful bridge here. Sweetwater Reservoir. So this is my first time riding these DMR vault pedals. First concave pedal that I've had. And so far this thing is amazing. Amazing grip. Now this part is a green trail, pretty uneventful so far. Thank you. Thank you guys. No problem. On your left. Thank you. Make sure to go left here, otherwise you're gonna have to climb up a rock face. A nice coyote there, nice sized. So Trail Forks rates this as a green trail. I would say it's a blue. There's some gnarly sections, and then there's two areas where the climb is pretty steep. And of course, this trail is a nice climb, one that I couldn't complete last time. All right, I made it to the fire road. I've never gone this way before, and it looks pretty good. It looks like the climb is doable, so I'm optimistic that I'll be able to make it without stopping. So here we go. It is getting pretty steep, but so far I'm holding up pretty good. Knock on wood. So once you get off the fire road, there's a nice, very gnarly, twisted climb, which I just don't have the energy for. But you guys should be aware of this. The map certainly does not do a very good job in showing that. Trail Forks. My friends, so I made it to the top. It was not as graceful as I would have hoped for it to be, but I made it. A lot of hike and bike. And also one other thing, so trail forks, it looks so simple. You take this trail and then you take a left and you go, you're on the summit, but in actuality, there's so many forks. Once you get up here, it's just crazy. You have to like stop every 2 yards to check your map, and it's quite frankly quite annoying. But anyway, made it up, and gonna take Rock House down. That was most embarrassing. I forgot to unlock my shocks. I was like, man, this feels really dangerous. I don't know what's going on. And then I was like, oh yeah, shocks are still locked. All right, let's try this. Let's try this again. Whew. First pedal strike. Oh, so much better. So although I didn't say it at the time, I was thinking to myself, man, my shocks feel really spongy. And I'm not sure if that was caused by forgetting to unlock the shocks going down the steep ascent really fast on a rock garden. Probably not, but I did realize that when I got home that the PSI was about 10 to 15 below what it should have been. So I think that really played a role in my problems. Way better. Thank you. Pedal strike from hell. The GoPro did not pick up how intense that pedal strike was. It was very loud and it was strong enough to turn the bike sideways almost. Yeah, that left a scratch. Left a nice scratch right there on the pedal. Brand new. Now, if you look carefully, you can see the rock that my wheel slides to the left on. Yeah. Good thing I wasn't going fast.
It's a good spot to fall.
Yeah. Looking back in hindsight, I felt precisely because I was not going very fast. Had I not lost the momentum from the pedal strike, I probably would have been just fine. So up to this point, the trail is pretty organized and it's pretty simple to follow. But coming up next is the part that I was talking about in the intro.
Taking it nice and easy now. Thumb doesn't feel quite right. This. My thumb is really messed up.
It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but this is where the disorganization really becomes apparent.
What the is this?
Alright, so many different lines to take. You could turn here, you could go up further, turn, you could get out of that turn right here. The place was so disorganized that even these hikers didn't know where they needed to step to get out of my way, because they couldn't predict where I was going to go, because I couldn't predict where I was going to go. It was just a giant mess. And it certainly sounds like my back brake is contaminated, to make things even more difficult.
I'm a little too spooked to go full speed. Aye. I'm not sure if I'm getting all these pedal strikes because I screwed up my shock when I locked it out and I went full speed down the trail. Not really sure here. And it looks like my steering wheel has lost alignment with the wheel. That makes it even more challenging to navigate through these rocks. The calibration is completely off. At this point, I just want to make it to my car and go home. I should almost be back in the car. I just experienced my first Charlie horse, both legs, which is strange because I took an electrolyte replacement tablet about 10 minutes ago, so I don't know why it didn't kick in yet. All right, made it back alive. Maybe a broken wrist and a sprained thumb. We'll see what the damage is.